Welcome to 5-Minute Reviews. I'm Link, and in this video I'll be reviewing Tinykeep. Tinykeep is a roguelike dungeon crawler in which your goal is to escape the dungeon full of traps, various enemies, and bosses. Your character, the prisoner, awakes and notices that the door to his or her cell is open and finds a note essentially telling you that this is not going to be easy and you have to try and escape the dungeon. The story is explained to the player through notes you find throughout different levels of the dungeon, like the one found at the start of the game. The story is fairly simple, but enjoyable. Now on to gameplay and mechanics. To start off, I would like to say that I would definitely recommend using a controller to play Tinykeep, as it feels much smoother and easier to play, just in my opinion. Tinykeep is made up of different levels of the dungeon. Each level has a similar mechanic through playthroughs, however each level is randomly generated, so every time you play the game you get a different experience. Tinykeep is very difficult. Part of what makes this game so hard is permadeath, meaning that when you die you must start over from the beginning again. Permadeath coupled with randomly generated dungeon layouts makes for a very challenging game. The combat system in the game is very simple. You have a shield you can use the block attacks with, and you have a sword which you can attack with. I'm not sure if it's just me being bad at the game, but blocking attacks after swinging your sword is challenging. Enemies will respawn after you have left the area of the dungeon and then come back, and upon killing an enemy, they will almost always drop at least one coin. Coins can also be found inside lootable chests. The coins can be used at shrines, sometimes located inside a level of the dungeon, but there is always one at the very end of the level before you advance up the stairs. These shrines give you permanent buffs, such as increased speed while walking backwards or the chance to dodge arrows. The only way to heal in the game is through healing potions, which heal a large portion of life, and food, which heals a smaller portion of life. They can be found throughout each level of the dungeon and do not respawn like enemies do. My only complaint with the gameplay is the physics. Boxes and debris in the game can completely stop your character from moving, most of the time resulting in you taking unwanted damage from enemies. The physics can make it very annoying to pick up coins as well. The coins are small to start out with, and on top of that they can be covered by debris, and it's annoying to have to continually swing your sword to move the debris, which isn't all that effective at moving it anyways. On to graphics and music. The art style of this game is really cool. It gives a sort of cartoonish look to the game, and it definitely fits the gameplay. Overall, it's very pleasing to look at. The only part of the graphics I didn't like was character creation. I felt like the female and male character models were very similar, and some of the graphics for the hoods looked like they did not match up with the quality of other graphics, per se the walls of the dungeon. Tinykeep's soundtrack is good. It definitely fits with the style of this game, and gets you into the mood of the game and the mood of the moment. I would recommend Tinykeep to anyone looking for a challenging game. If you aren't looking for a hard game, it could potentially get irritating if you continually die on, say, the second level of the dungeon. The physics are annoying to have to deal with sometimes, but it's not always bad, fortunately. With that being said, Tinykeep is a very good game, and I enjoyed playing it, from its cool art style all the way to its combat system, everything in between. Tinykeep is on sale right now for $9.98 on Steam until October 6th, when it will go up to $14.99. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for another review.